I can take care of myself. I proved that.
Come on.
Warriors, come out to play. Warriors, come out to play. Warriors, come out to play. Warriors, come out to play.
Everybody packed?
Yeah.
All of you stay behind me. I'm gonna take them out to the sand.
What about you? You ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. That's enough of that. Let's do this. Let's do this. Gotta find something real quick.
Hello, Rich. I know you're watching.
I know you're watching. Do-do-do-do-doot. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Oh, let's move down here. Ah, there you go. Who's that guy? Finish her.
I'm dry calling for information about Rich Prater. That's what I'm doing.
The last time that I had spoke to him was probably 7 years ago, and then the time before I'm 31. So the
Right.
time before that, I was 5. So
Right.
the last time that I knew, he lived on the property with Bryan Prater.
Right. He lived in the back at the top, but he's not there anymore. He had a falling out with him. He was on YouTube, and he was standing up for convicted killer Darlie Routier. but his whole channel was based on he was a licensed private investigator. He was out actually taking cases.
Oh, wow.
So he's in trouble for that. Now he has mentioned on that's how I knew your name. He mentioned your name on his YouTube. So I knew you guys are strained. He also said that he walked in and one of his wives had committed suicide. Do you know anything about that?
That's not true.
That's not true. Yep, he said it
No.
over and over and over again.
Yeah, he is not mentally right.
No, he's not. Well,
Um,
yeah, I've dealt with him myself, and I know that he's compulsive.
yeah. The last I did know, he was diagnosed with schizophrenia.
Wow.
Yeah.
What did you know anything about him acting as a private detective?
No, but when I was younger, he used to be like real in depth with like conspiracy theories, and he
Right.
used to say that he was like a part of these groups, and then like he went into like this paranoia thing that the government was like coming after him because he was like involved with not involved, but like knew people that was like with the JFK assassination. And it was
Yeah, the JFK assassination, he said that he and his team were responsible for identifying a fingerprint on a box from the sniper's nest. And I know the JFK case really well. And I said, no, that was another guy that got that fingerprint. So I got a hold I put it up, I got a hold of the guy, and he said, no, Rich had nothing to do with this. But anyways, what Rich has done, I don't know if you know the Darla Routier case. I don't know if you follow true crime, but she's Texas death row. Well, he's been going to see her and stuff, and he made friends with the family based on the fact that he was a private detective. So this is where a private investigator. So this is where he gets himself in trouble. He is he's out getting cases. He had a student working under him who couldn't get her hours because he's not certified. So, and the thing that's strange about him is like I've got good research skills, and I can't find I can find stuff on Bonnie, but I can't find anything on Rich. The only thing I found was his high school picture. So I was thinking that maybe he has a record that he's had expunged. He told a lot of people he's been to the penitentiary, and
He's only ever been thrown in like a holding cell for over the weekend because his one wife, Sarah, I don't know her maiden name, but Sarah Prater, she left him, called the cops and said that he was beating her, and then he was picked up in a truck that they had got together through JD Byrider, and they impounded the car, and he had went to jail for the weekend. So my grandparents had bailed him out.
Do you know
if you
go ahead.
Give me a second, I do have a number for him.
Now he doesn't live on Ryan's property anymore.
Right, but I do have like an actual like contact for him.
Okay.
Because my grandmother's always asking if I can reach out and talk to him because, children are supposed to do that for their parents. With their parents have done nothing for them.
I don't understand not having a relationship with my kids for any reason. So.
He has a whole bunch of kids, actually. Me and my sister are the only ones that share the same mom out of about 10 of them, and the rest of them are all boys. I actually have a brother the same age as my almost 10-year-old daughter.
He did. We do know that he had an issue with, a problem with prostitutes. We do know that.
Yes. And he is also a drug addict, and he'll tell anybody that he loves prostitutes and crack cocaine. He brags about it.
He has said that. Yes.
Yeah.
But he mentioned that he had 2 daughters, and he said he has got a couple grandkids. But he said one time he said, I haven't even talked to my one daughter for like 10 years. Another, but the one story that he gave was that he was married to this woman who had postpartum depression, and they walked in one day and found her she had killed herself. She was using. I didn't think so because
No, actually, there was speculation. He had a coworker that when he worked at Camelot Lanes in Boardman, the coworker had hung himself and killed himself, and they actually thought that my dad had a hand in it, but they never proved it, and they ruled it out suicide.
Yeah, he also said that he worked in Newcastle, Pennsylvania. He said he worked as an activities coordinator for a halfway house type thing.
No, he had probably lived when he lived in Newcastle, PA. He was in a rescue mission because that was about the last time I seen him, and my grandmother took us to go see him.
So he was actually where he said he was working.
Come on, Rich.
He was actually a person that was being treated. That's what
Take a link.
That's what happened. Because I looked up the place that he's talking about is real. But he said he was an activities coordinator and he worked with all these people. He was probably in there for treatment.
You trying to call me?
Well, what he did to the Darlie Routier family, they believe that Darlie is innocent. I personally don't believe she's innocent, but he weaseled his way into their family and started going to visit Darlie because he had the hots for her, I think. But based on the fact that he kept telling him for 6 years kept telling him that he was a private investigator. I'm on the other side of the Darlie Routier case, and I speak up for her guilt. So we're the ones, we got to digging, and we just knew he wasn't right. Because I guess I could tell you, your dad's a compulsive liar.
Absolutely.
You would have to know it. So it started coming up. He comes off really nice.
Very charming. Yes, very charming. Very narcissistic. He could rope you in. He's a smooth talker. He pays attention to very detailed things you say, and he hooks and grabs you on it.
Yeah. He kept on telling me. He said, I never told anybody I was a private investigator. I said, yes, you did. And he kept on denying it. And finally, they were getting ready to do this documentary about Darlie Routier for Netflix, and Rich had a part in it. And he sat down and said, I'm Rich Prater. I'm from Texas. I'm a private investigator. So he busted himself. That's against the law. And what I'm upset about is, look, Darlie's mom just doesn't want to see her die. I know she committed the crime, but he weaseled his way into that family, and I don't like it. So I'm trying to find out as much information as I can about him to let other people know, in case he gets into true crime and inserts himself into a crime case again, that he's not a private investigator. Also, DPS wants to talk to him. They do want to talk to him. If he's the girl that worked 4,000 hours under him to get her, wants to sue him, and we can't find him. I know you probably won't get much.
Let's do this.
He actually claims disability. He did that when me and my sister, like I said, I'm 31 years old. He did that when me and my sister were probably around, I was like 14, 15. He claimed disability because that's when he was diagnosed with schizophrenia. And then he worked underneath the table for my uncle.
Wow. Yeah, because there's pictures. Yeah, there was
for the last 20 years, you won't find no. And before that, he worked at a Taco Bell.
Yep.
In Ohio and in PA with Sarah.
I saw the picture on his. He had a Facebook up where he had the fast food uniform on, but I couldn't tell which one it was.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I hate. It's saddening that you have a dad like that. I'm sorry to say that, but at the same.
It's okay. I may deal with it.
But at the same point, it probably, if you were thinking about making contact with him, even after I told you all this stuff, he's still your dad.
I have no desire to talk to him actually ever again in my life. To be honest, my grandma last contacted me and said that he had pneumonia and had to get his lungs replaced. And honestly, I was pretty upset that he made through it. And people who are much better people don't ever make through things like that. My father is very much dead to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you
actually,
said you had maybe something to contact.
Yes. Give me 1 second and I'll look it up. Okay, I'm ready when you are.
I got a pen right here. Yeah.
All right, it's 469-986-8255. 954 5457.
No, he had that one taken off. Yep, 5457. He did. He had that. He had that phone shut off. That I know that because when I asked him about why that number was shut off, he said, "Well, that was my brother's company phone, and I don't work there anymore. He don't live there. I know that. I know. I did reach Ryan Prater. He was not as nice as you are. He didn't want to hear any of it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that.
See, the thing of it is, let's do this.
They have an interesting boss.
Let's stop the screen for a minute. We stop this for a minute. We go right here. I'll show you what I've been dealing with. She does seem very nice and very informative. Rich said he put her through college and she's in criminal, justice. But he doesn't have very nice things to say about her. So let me show you. I don't know how much of this you can see, but it doesn't really matter. He says, yes, but Brian, it's all fucking hearsay, and he is there. I don't want to get out and worry about Sully. Fuck Sully, she's going down. But if I'm this horrible schizophrenic and ongoing drug addict with sex crimes and DUIs, I want somebody to show and produce that while I'm live with them. And they ain't going to do it. They're not going to do it. But I'll do it. You get them on and I'll come on. Yes, against Bonnie's advice and against my attorney's advice, I'll still come up. Go ahead. Get my daughter on there. Get Connie on there. Fit. Blah, 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 blah. I don't give a shit. Let's make it. Well, then all you got to do is take the link. That's all you got to do, Rich, is take the link, and I'll let you have the floor. You can say what you want to say. I won't argue with you. How about that? I know you ain't going to take that link. But you've been going on all day long. I'll come up. Oh, yeah. Blah, blah, blah. Let's do it, man. I'm all for it. A fucking cunt. Your daughter. What about the needles? Then the cunt fucking mouth of my daughter. I know Darlie Lynn personally. I know Darla Key personally. I know Danelle personally. I know Dana personally. You don't. You don't. Not at all. No, they didn't know you, Rich. At least with me, they know me. I've never done them that way. I've never hurt them that way. I never tried to weasel my way in like you did. He keeps on saying, let's see. Mr. St.John, Sully is in big fucking trouble. Big fucking trouble. And we will see if I'm lying. Oh, yeah. She's got big surprises coming to her. She fucked with the wrong bull. This is shit I got, and Sully is crazy. I don't have information. Don't worry. I guarantee, by the way, blah, 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 blah. I hated to do it, didn't want to do it, but I have no choice. I made the appropriate phone calls, filed the appropriate reports. Things are in the works, and she's going to get through rough, and many of the friends that I have on the support side and non-support side is in total agreement with me. He's got some dirt for Sully. If he had some dirt, he wouldn't lay it on the table. I mean, he's just got a lot to say to me back here, but nothing to say for everybody. Nothing to say. What do you got to say for yourself? Nothing. Nothing. Well, let's see. Yeah, it's easier to get on panel. I wish he would just come on up. No, he's not back to defending her innocence. He's defending his own innocence. He's claiming that he never told anyone that he was a private investigator. Even though I have him on film saying, I'm Rich Prater, I'm a private investigator. He needs to change that. He said, well, I never said I was a licensed private investigator, but you said you were a private investigator. Private investigators do investigations privately for profit. Maybe you didn't make any money. No, the prison guards don't have to sign anything like that, but they're not allowed to talk to the media. The ones in Ohio aren't. But, Rich he's right there. He is. Everybody saw him say that, and now he's trying to say that's not what I said. And I like when Danelle and Sully were out here saying, Rich is a private investigator. That's because they believed him. That's why. Now he told me earlier, I'll come up and I'll show you and blah blah blah. Now I have to have his child with. He said if you get my daughter on, I'll come on. Inconclusive is the word I think they used. Can you tell? She's lying. Inconclusive is the word I think they used. She would fucking know. And even if it was inconclusive, protocol for getting an inconclusive polygraph return is to wait and take the test again. She learned her lesson. You can take the test again. So apparently Rich isn't going to come up. I gave him the chance, but he wants to argue in text. And when I put this up, it seems as if he went away. He says that everybody's lying about him. He never told anybody he was a private investigator. His daughter is a lying whore, and he wishes her dead. Let's just do this.
And he had relapsed, and because I worked for my uncle, and me and my fiance did, and he had relapsed and was buying coke off of coworkers of my uncle, and I caught him, and he lied. He tried telling me that he had to go pick up a coworker, and he needed to use my car that was registered to my name because he was going to a cartel's house, and he didn't want them to have his information. So you'll use my information, right?
Yeah, you don't go to cartel houses anyway. He just wanted your car right into the neighborhood. Is what he wanted.
Right.
You don't go to cartel houses; they don't touch it. Do you know about Bonnie Jean? You know who Bonnie Jean is? His wife now.
I didn't actually know he was married. I probably doubt that they actually are officially married.
I don't think so.
Because he never officially got a divorce from Sarah because Sarah up and went MIA. And he tried saying that Sarah worked for the government. She was a patsy, and she was sent to him because he was going to expose the government for killing JFK. And it's just always something. There's like a lack of accountability there.
Yeah.
I can give you my grandmother's number, but I would prefer if it was not disclosed that I gave it to you. I will tell you, my grandmother did just have a very big, massive surgery. And the last time I had spoke to her was about a month ago. She said my dad was there helping take care of her on swing shifts with my other two uncles. So if there was a falling out that's said to be true, I'm assuming that it was over the care of my grandmother because my grandfather there's a little bit of Alzheimer's there, so he was not able to take care of himself plus her and maintain.
I don't think I want to. Okay. Now, after I talked to her and I put this video up, no, I didn't want to. She already had issues. No, Sarah is not alive. She's dead. She's dead now. But the story that Rich had told people about walking in on his wife who committed suicide, that is not true. Yeah, that's not true. According to his daughter, she left him because he was beating on her and he was having problems with prostitution and stuff. But he said that he walked in, his wife had postpartum psychosis, and that he walked in and found her dead. His daughter says that's not true, and I keep checking him on it behind the scenes, and he will not. Yeah, no, Sarah died after But he kept saying that, and the daughter said that's not true. He's just in the background, just calling her all kinds of names and stuff. But I noticed that he stopped texting me. He stopped texting me. I will say one thing. He was in my text, and I told him I was going to fire up live and see if he'd come up. He says, well, you get my daughter on, and I'll come up. And so I got your daughter on. I produced your daughter. You want me to produce your other one next? This girl, after she saw that I had posted this, she called me back and said, I am begging you to take it down. I don't want anything to do with these people. I don't know. I want nothing to do with them. Please take it down. That's why I put it unlisted. I told her, I said, we need this. He's lied about a lot of stuff. These are things you said. So, I did meet her halfway, put it unlisted. The people in the groups can see it, but it's not listed on here. I feel sorry for her, but Rich has lied to thousands of people, including the people that watch his channel. He's got a bad habit of talking about people behind their back. And I figured that what I am doing here is teaching him a lesson. He's denying everything his daughter said. Everything. All of it. All of it. Yeah, I decided to meet her halfway. I had it live on Facebook. And she called me back and was just begging me. She was scared to death of him. And she was begging me to take it down. So I said, well, I'm really, I took her name out of it. Her name was in the beginning of it. And I took that out. And I told her I would take it off of YouTube. And I kind of did. I took it off of YouTube and put it on Facebook. But, she said all that stuff about her dad. So, no, she didn't have any reason to lie. And some of the stuff that she was saying about, the prostitutes and crack, me and Rich have talked about that, a lot of the stuff that she was saying. But the thing where he said he worked as an activities coordinator in a facility with 600 people, and he was doing treatment plans and all that. And he worked with some really psychotic people, blah, blah, blah. According to her, he didn't work with them. He was one of them. He was one of them. And all he's got to do is grab the link and come on up and tell us where we're wrong. He won't come on. He stopped texting me. As soon as I turn this live, he says he's not going to go live. He's running. He's running from this. He gets, after everything that I put out about him, and showed it, he gets up under my videos and starts going at me. And then he tells me to leave him alone. No, dude, you lied to people, and I'm going to prove it. Right now, the best thing about this whole situation is all that bullshit from your channel is not up there. It's gone, and you won't put it back up. You won't. You won't put it back up. He was in the chat, and then but then he's just going to shut up now. But after saying, "Yeah, come on, I'll go live with you," he said, "I set it up anytime, any day." So I set it up right now. And if you got time to sit and leave me long texts like that, then you got time to sit on here and talk. As a matter of fact, it'd be a lot easier for you, Rich. I don't think I want to talk to her, to be honest, because
yeah, she might not be nice either, because she claims that it's my fault that we don't have a relationship because I don't go out of my way to try and make a relationship. So
no, you shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to. And but he did mention you guys here and there.
Yeah, he always does. He also has like multiple fake Facebook accounts that I have to keep blocking because he'll take pictures of my child and post them. He doesn't even know how to spell her name correctly. It's embarrassing.
He mentioned her one time. It's like it starts with an A.
Mm-hmm.
That's all right. Keep it to yourself.
You started to say it,
But he did try. It like Ariana or Ariel or something. That's what he said. But you know, I found him. I dealt with him for 5 years, 6 years, and I found him to be a very nice guy. But his stories just never added up. And if you would catch him in a lie,
he just avoided it.
You'd say, "Well, you said this." He would just totally ignore it, like you didn't say it.
Like he's ignoring the
You
whole.
bring it up again. He just don't want to talk to it.
He's ignoring the whole behind the scenes where I keep asking him to tell me about this woman that he walked in on that was committed suicide. He just ignores it. And when I was going on about him before he got outed for not being a private investigator, every time that I would mention it, he would just never answer me, like I never said it. And that was his avoidance, right in your face, avoiding. So I gave him a chance to come up here and go live. I'll give him another chance this weekend. And no, your daughter's not going to come up live, but we have her statement. You can go on her statement and tell us why she would lie like that. And you know, I'm not done. You keep continuously coming back. If you would come to my channel, go live, it'd be a one and done. But you keep coming to my channel, leaving little comments and not wanting to go live. All you're doing is provoking me to dig and dig and dig. And you can ask Darla Key about what happens when I dig and dig and dig. Ask her. She'll tell you, oh, that's right. You can ask her now. Too soon? They want nothing to do with you, Rich. I got a better chance of talking to them than you do. They don't want nothing to do with you anymore. You did that. And you continuously keep coming back to my messages. And I'm not going to block you. I'm just going to let you continue to make an ass out of yourself. You will not come live and defend yourself because you can't. First of all, Bonnie's sitting there. What's she going to think if you're up here doing that? I think you do a lot of shit behind Bonnie's back. She doesn't seem like she's stupid. I think there's some reason why her kids don't want to go around you, though. I'm going to figure that out, too. So you're not going to come up live. You're not going to get in it. You can get in the chat and talk with Becky Boo and Kimmy Freak. Those are a couple of people that watched you and watched myself. And you lied to them. What was the name of that ship? It was called La Bear, Labare. They stayed at the Hilton, which is right across the street from there. It's still there. La Bear is still there, but the building's there. But it's a different thing. The one she got grossed out by the chicks. It's Dallas. It's the one in Dallas. They stayed at the Hilton there in Dallas starts with an A, and I forget the name of it, but that's where they stayed. And they went there like 2 or 3 different times. And there was one while Darla was fully pregnant. There's video of her somewhere getting really close to a dancer while she was fully pregnant. That doesn't make her a killer, though, but it also doesn't make her Liz Claiborne and Mother of the fucking Year either, like they want her to be. Yeah, that one. Anatole. Yeah, none of that makes her a killer. Doesn't make her even, women. Women, they have needs. There's nothing wrong with enjoying that, but when you leave your 2 boys to go with the man who you admitted on the stand sexually molested you, and when you leave your 2 boys to go with that man so you can go to La Bar, that's different. That's different. Why, if you're Mother of the Year, why would you send your 2 boys with a man who touched you from the beginning, age 8 on? Why? Why would you do that? And that leads me back to why would Danelle say he never did that? But then again, Danelle's saying that Darla never killed her children either. Yeah, I used to drive for the escort service, and a lot of times there were uh, like I would have to pick up a girl at a club and take her to a call, and then take her back to the club. So I got to know a lot of the dancers and some of the escorts around Dayton. And you would think just toothless, meth headed, cracked out weirdos, but the ones that I knew were college educated, trying to get themselves through school and making a lot of money. Oh, I made a shitload of money with driving for those escort services. I sure did. Because if she went in and made $1,000 an hour, I get the drive, which is $100, plus I get part of the fee, plus they tip me out. So if she made 1,000, I come out with about 300 of that. And if you do 2-3 calls a night, I mean, there was only a couple of times when it was trouble. Like if there's a private party and there's a bunch of guys and she's going to dance for a bunch of guys and we have to sit in. If they get to touching her or something like that, we have to stop it. Or if she would go into a hotel, and back then we had pagers. She would go into the hotel, and after about 3 minutes, I got a page on my thing that would be 11111, which meant everything was okay. She's going to go on with the thing. Or if she texted me and said 22222, that means come up there immediately. And I had that happen every now and then. But no, you would think these were not $20 hookers. Yeah, they were making a living off of it, and you would think that it would be easy for a driver to have fun with these escorts, but that never happened. They didn't put themselves out that way, and they made a lot of scratch. I worked for one called Brats and Baby Dolls. Yeah, I mean, it's the oldest profession in the world, and I kind of think if I was a female and I had a corporation that came with me everywhere I went, I would try to use it. I don't knock females that do that, because I know if I was a woman, I'd be a fucking whore. I'd be a slut. I'd never want to leave the house. I'd be so fascinated with what I got. I'd be so fascinated with what they got. My wife told me, shut up. Is that you? Is that you under the blanket? She told me, shut up. He is creepy. I don't understand how he got so famous. For one, he's ugly. And for two, he's not packing nothing but a 22. And us halfway decent looking guys that are packing a 45, I wonder why he's got so much money from doing that. I made a career out. He's ugly. Yeah, OnlyFans. I've never went over there, but one of Darley's supporters, Melissa Thompson. I don't know if you were around back in the day and knew who she was, but she was a high priced call girl. Yeah. I've never personally had to pay money. I don't get it. But essentially, if you take a female out and you're buying dinner, you're buying a few drinks, you want to pay for a show, you're actually doing the same thing, and guys will tell you what I've heard in the past is when they get a prostitute, they're not paying for the sex. They're paying for her to go to fuck away. That's what they're paying for. Yeah, I'm not freaky like that. I'm not like that. I had lots of fun younger. When I was younger. I'm too old now for all that. My back hurts. My jaw hurts. The Bunny Ranch. What was that guy's name? Oh, I forget that guy's name now. Bald head guy. Then the girls there, they love it. The girls there, they love it. I don't knock them for that. Well, look at it like this. Let's say you're a decent looking female and you really like sex. You got a way to profit off of what it is you really like. It's crazy. It's the oldest profession in the world. And a woman can be a man's downfall in a minute, biblically speaking. You know, it tells you to be wary of a wayward female. And that is one thing that can break a man to his knees. Dennis Hoff is a female. The average man, they say, thinks about sex 600 times in a day. And women could care less. Really. And it's like, whatever. It's just something to do to them. Because, the old saying is, you guys got half the money and all the pussy. Women don't really care too much like men do. They do when they first get with a guy. And then a few times after that, they're like, whatever. Well, apparently Rich is not going to come up. And probably as soon as I stop going live, he'll start texting me again. Yeah, he quit texting me. So he stopped texting me. If he would just leave me alone, I wouldn't put these things up anymore about him. But the thing now is,
he'll start getting real hostile about it.
He was literally working crime cases. The Lowitzer family in Texas. He was working crime cases. They didn't know he didn't have a license. This girl that was working under him didn't know he didn't have a license. And I'm going to do everything I can to be sure he's held legally accountable for that.
Yeah.
As he should be. He's a
right.
sick individual.
Hey, we'll let that go. So he's not going to come up. I know, you women. Take it or leave it. It's like, something to do. But there are some women out there, very rare, that's all they're worried about. That's all they're worried about. Kimmy, you should start doing videos. You did some years ago. And I've said this to you before. You just kind of fucking ignore me. You texted me from somewhere. You messaged me from somewhere, and I can't figure out what it was or where I saw it. And you're like, this is Kimmy from over there. Nymphos. Yeah, you get a couple of those. Usually in the beginning of a relationship is when you'll get the best out of either one of the people. Then after a while, it's like, Yeah, Kimmy messaged me. She won't. You change your profile picture, though. Oh. So what this is shake. The green crack shake. So I hit it real good in my Dougie. I found good pictures of my bingo. And then these are, if it'll show it, Muha. This is a Muha 3.5 vape. The flavor is cereal milk. It's 88% pure THC. It looks like they're yeah. It looks like they are, with this new bill that Trump got passed, it looks like they're going to try and put an end to these type of things. Let me see if it'll show it. The green screen is not working, not letting me show it. Yeah, this is the Muha blinker. Yeah, this is very strong. That's why I'll hit the flower a couple times, and then I'll hit this once. Yeah, they're trying to put an end to edibles and all that, Kimmy. Yeah, this is the vape. And it's pink. But it delivers a hell of a... And it tastes like a skunk's ass. Yeah. I remember you said you had insomnia. Yeah, see, that's my thing. Before I go to bed, I get everything ready. And before I'm ready to lay down, I'll hit my hitter. This is my Dougie. This is my plastic Dougie by Riot. My wife bought for me. I hit my Dougie twice. Then I'll hit my vape once. And if I don't do that, I can't go to sleep. Yeah, she's got kidney failure. You know, I'm going through an issue with my kidneys right now. I have to see. There's another lesion. They've been watching this one lesion on my kidney. Now they've been watching it for about 2 years, and then now there's a new one on my other side, and I've got what they call proteinuria. That's where my protein. There's protein in my urine. Yeah. Well, Christy Cooper goes through it. And I wish I might talk to you more about that if you know more about it, because I don't understand yep, I don't have lower kidney function though. I just have protein in my urine. And I'm already on the Flomax, the potassium chloride, and the other potassium. Been on it for years. Doctor says, is it foamy when you pee? Well, it's bubbly. And but there's no protein in my urine that I can see. But the tests are my creatine level was up 78. Yeah, I take fish oil, niacin, and there's another one. Starts with the M that I take. But they've been watching my kidneys for a while. Every 6 months, they go look. Yeah, the fish oil, I take 4 of those a day. That's 2,400 milligrams a day. And then I eat a lot of avocado and salmon when I can. But yeah, I'm as big as I've ever been because being on disability and living sedentary, not getting exercise like I used to. Hers failed at 15. That I can't imagine. Like Christy Cooper goes through the dialysis, and I feel so bad for her. After required school, I'm not sure what she means. I don't want to see any. Now, when one daughter tells me she wakes up dizzy, she's worried about having epilepsy like her mom. Yeah, salmon is good, and beets. Now, the thing about beets is you have to get the real ones. Don't get the ones in the can. Oh, bacterial meningitis. Beets are really good. You have to get the real ones, boil them, make them into a juice, or just eat them after you boil them. But I learned the hard way about beets. Now you're taking a leak and it's just blood red. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm dying. Told my wife I was dying. But I had been eating beets the day before, fresh ones. So I looked it up and it said, oh yeah, beets will make you pee red. I was scared the shit out of me. Some kind of chicken in the oven. I'm not sure. Maybe chicken parmesan. I really love to cook. I was just in the kitchen a little bit ago. I like to cook. Yesterday I made some pumpkin spice bagel pies. Yeah. I make a hell of a turkey hot shot. I wish I had some of my old cooking videos I had before. My specialty is white chicken chili, though. I make a white chicken chili that tastes so good, you just lay down and take a nap afterwards. You got to have cornbread, too. And, people make cornbread. That's all they want is cornbread. Not me. The cornbread that I have has got cream corn in the middle of it like a cake. and it just falls apart. None, and all that sugar. I use the corn. Yeah. Yeah, my Nicole hates cooking. She don't. I bring her food. I bring her plates. She let me know ahead of time though that she didn't like to cook. And like I can make some amazing stuff, and they're just so used to it. I got this one thing where I'll take a bag of drumsticks and boil them, and I use that French onion dip, the French onion, and boil it in that. Then I bring it out and get it off the bone, and put it back in and add celery, carrots, barley, and beef broth. Right in with that chicken and a little more of that French onion. The kids love it. It's great. You're not the best cook. Well, that's just probably because you don't like it. My wife does when she goes in the kitchen. She can cook. Making the magic work is a challenge. I can kind of look at something and tell what it's going to taste like. And that's a good thing to have if you're going to cook. I can kind of look at something that I've never tasted before. And then, it's easy to put the flavors together when you look at it that way. So like this morning for breakfast, I got up and I took an avocado, smashed it down real good, threw a little oil on it, some Italian seasoning, and a little bit of garlic pepper, and mixed that bad boy up. Took a couple of English muffins, threw them in the air fryer, got them nice and crispy, then put that pate on them, and that was breakfast. Avocado English muffins. Yeah, see, that's the ticket, but I can't do it. I remember that guy. That's the ticket guy. Yeah, you should ask my wife, Morgan Fairchild. Yeah, that's the ticket. That's the ticket. I haven't heard that for a long time. It's kind of like swell. Low sodium. Yeah. The avocados are good and they're so versatile. And I was just watching this Netflix show about some of the canned foods that are bad for you, and every one of them they named are ones that I like. Dinty Moore beef stew, ravioli beefaroni, certain soups, and they're just loaded with salt. They say the best soups to buy are Amy's, the organics, low sodium. All high sodium, yeah. So I don't know. I'm trying to get my triglycerides down too, Becky. They go from 700 to 350, back up to 700, back to 350, and then I went on. I don't know. And Dinty Moore is just, oh my God. Yeah, lentils. That's what the girls had today. They had some organic chicken that I chopped up for them, put in the air fryer, and they had lentils and red lentils, green lentils, and rice mixed together like a jambalaya. Don't take those damn statins. ACE inhibitors? Yeah. One way to deal with cholesterol is pink grapefruit in the morning. Wow. Well, Rich, here's the link. Yeah, fiber. There you go, Rich. Grab that link. Inquiring minds want to know. I soak my feet in apple cider vinegar because I've got the diabetic neuropathy, and my toenails look like cinder blocks because of it. So I have to soak them, scrub them, and then put them in apple cider vinegar. And then I put them in the Soak them. I could be like that guy on CSI. How did he do that? The David Caruso guy with the glasses. How he always would do this. I don't want to break my glasses, but he would go. Remember him with the glasses? Take my breath away. That's a song by Berlin. Take my breath away. Yeah, apple cider vinegar is versatile too. It's good for you. A couple spoonfuls of it keeps you from being hungry. And I'm back on coffee again. But I always do that when it gets cold. I drink shit out of coffee. As soon as it gets hot, I want more coffee. But I got to lose some weight, people. I stepped on the scale at my doctor and it started laughing at me like, ha, 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 ha. Then he took my blood sugar and my blood sugar started laughing at me like, ha, 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 ha. I was white as a ghost on a 12-hour fast. My wife's had the doctor with me. And he's like, you want us to check your blood? And I'm like, no, I don't. The numbers trigger me. She's like, yeah, check his blood. Check his blood. And I was at 196. And I hadn't had anything for 12 hours but a cookie. No, she's not coming live, Rich. Let's talk about where you never said that you were a private investigator to anybody, because everybody in here saw you do that. And the people that will watch this video later will know that you did that. And the thing of it is they found out that you were not a private investigator, Rich, and then you got mad and all of a sudden Darley's guilty. No. The man, the myth, the legend. Remember the old radio show? Let's go where the shadow goes, because the shadow knows. Back in the 30s, the shadow. No, she's not going to come on live. She don't want to talk about it. We've already got what she had to say. You can respond to that if you'd like. But if you're not going to, that's fine. And you're not going to talk about how you told all these people that you were a private investigator, Rich. You were telling me in text just a while ago that you never said that. I said, I never said I was a licensed private investigator. You're trying to play semantics with me. You have insulted people's intelligence enough. You could come up here and speak. I'll give you the last chance, your chance to speak anytime you want. But anytime you come in my chat and start picking at me, I'm just going to put up that video of what your daughter said about you. And you two can deal with that. I feel like, I feel like she's got no reason to lie. But she's mad at you for it. She's mad at you for it, Rich. You got into it with her husband. Yeah, she told us that truth about your lungs. She said that there were a lot of people that wished you wouldn't have made it. So she's telling some of the truth, Rich. Because she said you almost died. Now you just confirmed that. But tell us again about the way you walked in on your wife who had committed suicide. That's what I want to hear about, Rich. I hold you accountable for things you said because you come out here for years and tried to say that this woman who killed 2 kids was innocent. And then you got mad because that family caught you in a lie. And now all of a sudden she's guilty. Now that's bullshit. You just said with my daughter that I had that phone taken out. No, you told me that you were having problems with your other phone, so you got a new one. But you called Pamela with that number, and you were telling me that you didn't have that phone. So what your daughter did for me is I've got the video if you'd like to see it. But you were telling me you didn't have that phone anymore. So she said, oh, yeah, he's got that phone. That's the number my mother gave me for him. And she called it. And your voicemail came on. And I've got a video of that, Rich. So you were lying to me and Pam about not having that phone. For some reason, you didn't want us. That's why I knew You blocked me from it, right? But you didn't block her. So when she called it and put it on video, Rich, your voicemail came on. That was just not too long ago. After you had told us that you didn't have that phone anymore. Now, you can stay. Maybe you can answer me from the chat. That's cool. Maybe if you're comfortable there. You kept saying that you told these people you were not a licensed private investigator. You never told anybody you were a private investigator. And we got you on video going, I'm Rich Prater. I'm a private investigator. You're trying to convince me that I did not see what I saw. Then you told other people that your computer was hacked into. And that's how they got that video. Yeah. Maybe you can clarify some of that. That doesn't how about we talk about everything that doesn't have anything to do with your daughter? And you can come up here. You deserve a right. You have a right to defend yourself in the court of law and in the court of moral judgment. Oh no, nobody holds me hostage, Rich. They're not coming on here. And they have nothing to do with you sitting and go, hi, my name is Rich Prater. I'm a private investigator. They don't have anything to do with that. They don't have anything to do with what you told Danelle and Darla Key. They don't have anything to do with Sully. They don't have, maybe you could clear that up without them because they're not coming on my live. I'm going to tell you now, she called me back when she found out that I had it running live, and she begged me to take it down. She said, please, I'm begging you. I don't want no trouble from them people. I don't want nothing to do with him. I wish he would die. Please take it down. So I met her halfway. I took it off the live and put it in the unlisted. I took it off of YouTube and put it in Facebook. She's scared to death of you, dude. I didn't record a second call. And I'm not going to bother her again. She said it. It must be true. What if every day I came on here, Rich, and I well, Bethany said, well, Bethany told me. Well, Bethany, what if I did that every day? You're not getting it. Darlie said, Darlie told me. Well, if I said, well, Bethany told me. I don't take everything that she said to heart, but she said things that you had already talked about, but worse. You don't have schizophrenia? So tell me, why would she lie to a perfect stranger about her? About you, Rich? Everybody stop chatting and everything, Rich, to see what you have to say. They want to see what you have to say. They're interested in what you have to say about this entire situation. There's lots of people. Just like I get up here and accuse you of something, I will give you the chance to come up and defend yourself, but you don't want to do that. I'm not going to yell at you. No, I'm not avoiding your proposal. I told you they're not coming up here. That's not avoiding it. That's me saying, no, that's not going to happen. It's not avoiding it. They're not coming up here. We've got her statements. We've got her statements. It's very interesting to me how your child hates you so fucking much. Maybe you pull some shit on her like you did to Darling's family. Some of me picking at you, I owe them a lot. You know what I'm saying? I owe them a lot. They've had to tolerate me for years. So if I can throw them a little fucking bone, about getting at you for picking with them, then I'm for that. Because just as hard as I'll go after them, if I knew somebody was out to plot something bad to any one of those family members, I would sure tell them. They don't deserve that. They didn't deserve you, Rich. Darlie Key sent you a message that said, leave my family alone. Did that have anything to do with your daughter? I'll wait. See, the chat's getting quiet, Rich. They want to see what you have to say. It'd be so much easier for you to come up. I don't think you can. I don't think Bonnie will let you. Brian, I did say I was a private investigator. Yeah, we know that. We've seen it on video. We saw you say that. This is after you told everybody. Jesus Christ, your fucking obsession with this. No, Rich, I was minding my own business. You started leaving me these long ass texts today. I wasn't bothering with you. If you notice that my video, you talking shit about everybody for 2 hours, is one and done. Your daughter also didn't have anything to do with that video, where you're talking shit about these people who trusted you, who respected you, telling me that Danelle's being cheated on by her husband while he's a fucking idiot. Tell me all kinds of shit that I didn't need to hear. You were literally sleeping with the fucking enemy. Except for I wouldn't let you spoon with me. I'm like, get away from me, son. Your daughter has nothing to do with any of that. You can come up and speak about that. You want to? You just keep getting under my comments like nothing. It is kind of immature. I would agree, Miss Isaacs. Thank you for your input. It is. In my defense, I would say that he was defending a woman who put two kids in the ground. And in that defense, he was calling people mentally ill, drug addicts, drunks. I hate this. And a piece of shit did this. Piece of shit did that. It seems that he is what he was talking about. And, on my end, I'll say this. I appreciate your comment. He was trying to send me stuff that I wasn't supposed to have about people talking shit about me. And then he realized that he was in there talking shit about me too. And he tried to get that back. But after 4, 5, 6 years of talking to the guy and getting along, we would sit on the phone one time we sat on the phone for 4 hours talking true crime. But then I see this thing where it says, yeah, that Brian, I really don't like the guy much. He didn't mean to send that. He tried to take that whole thing back, but it's too late. We already had it transcribed. So, yeah, it may be a little immature. Yeah. No, I'm not. Well, see, Miss Isaacs, I haven't said anything about Rich, and he's been in my text all day, leaving long messages. He's been saying fire up alive, I'll come up. He's been under my YouTube. I said what I had to say and moved on. And he just keeps getting up under there. And I've given him the opportunity to come up and speak. If he feels like I'm bashing him, or if anyone feels like I'm bashing him, then we can give him a chance to speak. I don't know if Sully emailed Rich's mother. I didn't ask her about that. That's between him and Rich. Her and Rich. I don't think so. She may have. But she was more mad at me than she was at Rich. And she knows she didn't email none of my family. Becky might have stepped away for a minute. Yeah, and Miss Isaacs, he's in here still saying that he never said he was a PI. So he keeps coming to me. I'm not going to keep dragging him, but if he comes to me, I'm going to respond to it. And I appreciate your comment. Thank you. Now, you see how Miss Isaacs just gave me constructive criticism. I can handle that like a grown man, but if she was in here like, you motherfucker, leave him the fuck alone, you fat, I would respond that way. I have no intention to continue to go after Rich, but keep in mind, he comes to me. He comes to me. Yeah, Danelle came over here too, and I wasn't bothering her. They seem to think that me putting out videos about this case is harassing them. And it's not, because every one of them's got the opportunity to get up under any one of my Darla Routier videos and debunk. Be an adult. Debunk me. Show me where I'm wrong. I'm teachable. Because if they had the right evidence and the right, the right way of presenting things, they could convince me that she's innocent. They just don't. They know better than to get under my early videos and say, no, you got this wrong. They know better than to do that. They know that I'm going to factually check them. And if they get rude about it after I check them, which most of the time they do, I'll say, no, this is what the court said. Here's the document right here, blah, blah, blah. To check with Pam, blah, blah, blah. Here's the fact. That fact, yeah, blah, blah, blah. If they start that, then, you get what you asked for. If you say something mean to me, like, you fat motherfucker, your son did this and your son did that. If you say something to me to get me mad, then don't be upset when you achieved your goal. Janelle is feisty. She's likable. She is. And she doesn't want nobody talking about her fucking sister. Yeah, and it's too bad that she can't be effective when she's speaking about her innocence, because she's not effective. Every platform she's went on, you can look under Ken Main's video. They don't believe her. You can look under Crime Weekly. None of those people believed her. No, but none of these people. There was one lady who was supposed to do a show with her that backed out of it. Yeah, look under Zav Girls. Those people don't believe her. They do not believe her. These people do not believe her. Either her presentation is wrong, or the content that she has to work with is wrong, or a combination of both. My opinion. Yeah, but the reason that it really upset me. It really annoyed me that Rich did that to Sully and did that to the family. So I wanted to find out more about Rich Prater, and that's why I made the call that I made, and I found out more about Rich Prater. The girl I didn't lie to her. I said, look, I'm just trying to find information, and she talked to me. She's grown, so. Yeah, but why would your daughter do that, Rich? Explain. No, she's not gonna come on live, and you've already heard her say it. So you can just exit that. You can just cancel that. Cancel that. But if you want to come up here now, I'll let you come up here. You'll be able to speak to everybody. If there's some misunderstanding, you'll be able to clear it up. If you want to come up. If you want to come up. You want to come up, Rich? Come on, you can do it. Come on. Come on, Rich. So your daughter told the truth. You're clarifying everything that your daughter said. You know this, Rich, right? You're doing it. More lies. You tried to convince everybody that you and your team found Mac Wallace's print on a box in the TSBD. And I put up a video of who actually did that. You didn't have a part of that. And I've still got the clip from your first video where you said that. And then you try to back out and say you never said that, but you did say that. Oh. Let's see here. Tom Rosley is a retired individual from South Windsor, Connecticut, who is identified in public records and online discussions as a serious student and longtime researcher of the John F. Kennedy assassination. He's known for his involvement in online debates and discussions regarding the event, often advocating for a particular viewpoint. His connection is decades of study, public commentary, debates. The name Tom Rosley may also refer to other individuals. No, she didn't expose her to it because I wasn't about to call her. She's already sick and nobody wants to hear anybody speak about their kids. So no, I didn't. I'm not going to contact her. Yeah, I don't know what to say about those diet pills, but I know the pseudoephedrine in some of them can get you really. They used to call them white crosses back in the day. Kimmy, I don't know how old you are, but white crosses back in the day was just pseudoephedrine. People used to take them. They used to sell them over the counter. Come on, Rich, give me a phone call or something, man. Come on, Rich. Come on, Rich. You know you want to come up. Come on, Rich. He don't want to come up. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see. Well, your daughter said that's never. What was her name, Rich? I'll fact check that right now. Let me just put this right here, and I'll just stay on this. You do the Thrive stuff? Well, shine like Shanann. She swore by it, and it really did. When Chris Watts started on the Thrive, he went from low energy fat to higher energy thin. No, I'm not gonna. No, I'm not gonna. I've already produced your daughter, Rich. That's what you don't get. No, asshole. I told you to put my daughter on live. My son-in-law don't manipulate and twist the situation. I'm not twisting anything, Rich. But since your daughter's not available, why don't we talk about the things that didn't have anything to do with your daughter? I know that Shanann made a shitload of money off of selling it. That Lexus SUV that she had in her garage the night of the murders was a gift from Thrive as a salesperson. They just gave her an $80,000 car. I knew a lot about it watching Shanann videos. I used to watch Plunder. Plunder had all of Shanann Watts' videos put in order. Well, she just didn't know I was recording her, Rich. You say it's not real, but you're also in here confirming some of that stuff. I remember Shanann was trying out this one bar with Chris, and it was a wedding cake NutriBar. Hey, you guys, cut it out. It was a wedding cake NutriBar. I could get a hold of one of those. I know that Thrive is kind of expensive. A lot of people were saying, thinking that the Thrive patches is what caused Chris Watts to lose his fucking mind. So tell me, Rich, what was this up here? I got it posted. What was this wife's name that you walked in on so I can look up her death? If you're going to come to my channel, sir, and you're going to say things, I'm going to fact check it. Well, I know that they gave her that Lexus. And I know that the 1 year, according to them, like according to them, she was making $70,000 a year. I know that house sold for $469,000. It's beautiful. I Thrive paid for them to go to a couple different trips. I don't know. I don't know. They seem to be doing fine to me. I don't know about the financial aspect of it. What I know is the Nicole Kessinger and the Chris Watts affair. Or maybe she just doesn't want to deal with you, Rich. Like I've been dealing with you all day. And I'm not even blood related to you, so I've been dealing with this has been all day. See, Rich, you lose a little bit of credibility when you say this about your own daughter. But what is that woman's name that you walked in on? What was that woman's name? See, you're just going to avoid that subject because you didn't walk in on your wife who had committed suicide, Rich. If you did, just tell me the name and I'll look it up. We'll finish it right here today. So what was the name of that place then, Rich? Tell me the name of that place right here. See, you're avoiding to give me the lady's name because I'll look it up. Now you're going to avoid. Tell me what was the name of that place that you worked at in Newcastle? Because I actually worked in healthcare back in the day, and I know that activities coordinators don't make assessment plans. They don't do treatment plans. They come up with ideas for activities. Be it playing cards, bingo, walking, listening to music, watching a movie, going on a field trip. That's what activities coordinators do, Rich. You said that you were working on their cases. Activities coordinators don't have to have a specific license, and so you didn't have a specific license. The people that were doing the assessment plans and looking at their casework were the people that had the license. And if anybody was letting you and activities coordinators see that, then they violated HIPAA and they were just going totally against the treatment plan of the patients they have in there. $20,000 is not bad. But see, Chris Watts didn't do what he did based on the financial status of them. That was never even really an issue. You didn't even see them fighting about money. What was the name of that place, Rich? See, Rich, what I'll do is I'll take down the name of that place and the times that you work there, and I'll call up there and ask them what it is that their activities coordinator is responsible for. So I'm looking into the place, and they'll give me that answer. So what happened to your job as an activities? How do you go from working in a bowling alley in Boatman to Taco Bell to an activities coordinator? So yeah, I was gonna say $20,000 ain't too bad. That's more than what I got put up. Now, Rich, you can come on and speak your piece if you like to, but it's a lot easier to come on than it is to sit in the chat. Let's see here.
That's nice.
Let me see something here real quick. La da 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 da. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Da da da. Let me see here. Let's do this. Let's do this. And go here.
We are live with co-founder of Imagino's band, Rich Prater. Rich, what made you decide to get into music?
I don't know if anything necessarily occurred to really get me into music. I mean, when I was growing up, I mean, my grandmother used to sing me songs all the time, and songs that I still have burned into my memory very well today. But the thing that I think really got me was when I was in middle school, I was in choir. And my voice as a preteen, I guess you can say, was much deeper than most of the other guys that I was in there with, let alone the gals. And it, my voice just, it didn't mesh with the other singers and, you know, the other choir members.
Yeah, he won't have an adult
I got made fun
conversation.
of and picked on. You can't sing. You suck. You're never gonna be able to do anything. And
Okay, hang on a second.
that really.
Hang on just a second here. Hang on. Yes, Rich, I do want to see. Yep, I want to see that, Rich. I don't owe you explanations for fucking shit. I mean, if you want to see the color of the toilet paper when I wipe my ass, I'll show you. Other than that, I don't owe you an explanation for shit. Well, you don't owe me one, no. No, you don't owe me one, but you might owe one to Darla Key and the Sully and the Now and the Dana and all them. Have you given them your apology? And I actually want to see that. I do. I'm interested in the color of the toilet paper after you shit. You said you'd do that for me. I'll wait. Have you had any cabbage today? Broccoli? Anything like lima beans? Anything like that? I've already come up with enough. You staying in the chat and not coming up to the panel is make you look very, very incredible. Now it's Brian. Come on up, Rich. Don't be scared.
Screwed my head up because this singing was something I really wanted to do, and the hard part was not the singing for me. It was being able to learn how to write and write music. But my oldest brother had this old electric guitar. I was about 14 at the time, and he was 6 years older than me.
Yeah, Mr. RJ. RG. Okay. All right, then. Nice knowing you, Rich. We're not talking about the case. See, the fact of the matter is that family caught you lying, and they did the right thing and told you to fuck off. You showed me the text that Darla Key sent you. Leave my family alone. No, she's not coming on live. I don't. You don't give me conditions. See, either you'll come up here and talk about why you lied to all those people, the stuff that doesn't have anything to do with your daughter, or you'll sit on that live for the rest of your life. I didn't go after her. I called her and had a lovely conversation with her. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to respond to this. That's what you do, Brian, when you don't get satisfaction. You go after people's families. Well, first of all, I didn't go after her. I called her. Told her what I wanted. Told her what I was all about. Didn't lie to her. And I got the goods. She was glad to talk to me. She was thanked. She's, you just don't know. We all know that it's best not to go after people in your family because we know what we're going to find. Well, what do you mean by that, Rich? Well, if Bonnie can't tell, that the reason you now all of a sudden know Darla's guilty is because they caught you in a lie, then Bonnie's not very fucking smart. It's revenge. You're using the Darla Routier case as revenge against them because they caught you in a lie. Methamphetamine. Go ahead. I'll tell you what, Rich. Why don't you join me on Facebook, and I'll give you some numbers of family of mine that you can call. How about that? You know what you'll get? You'll get told to fuck off. That's what you'll get. Each and every one of them fuck off. Hell, I work with my ex-wife. We get along. You said something about I had a son that won't even talk to me, right? That was you that said that. What's his name? This really does taste like cereal milk. Woo. Oh, okay. But you did make a comment where you said, we all know it's best not to go after people in your family because we know what we're going to find. Thank you. You could clarify what you meant by that. Go ahead. You're in the chat. I can't reach you. I mean, I can't do nothing to you except for make videos and contact people who know the real you. Because you did. You lied to lots of people. And the way that you are disrespected the deaths of Devin and Damon by getting mad at them, all of a sudden she's guilty type shit. Call me all kinds of names. He called me all kinds of names behind the scenes. He called me a fag. I thought that was funny. I haven't seen that since like teenager. You fuck fag. Remember Spicoli on Fast Times at Ridgemont High looking at the surfers? Those guys are fags, man. That was funny, Rich. No, seriously, why don't you take a link? She had the chance to speak live on my channel. You get a chance to speak too. No? That was a vape sneeze, Miss Isaacs. It's funny because this really does taste like cereal milk, like Quick or something. And it gives you a ringer every time. It's too strong. Wow. Cotton candy grapes. I was headed to a doctor's appointment the other day, and I was kind of, about 30 miles away from my house to see a foot specialist. And I seen this place called the Bud Barn. And I popped in there, and they had everything you could think of. If you're a smoker, it was like heaven. But they had this, I don't know what prices are for you guys, but this is 3.5 grams of juice. It's disposable. And it's 88% THC. And it cost me $35. That's cheap. And it tastes pretty damn good. Well, see, I had quit smoking for the longest time. And they made it legal. So, I mean, I just want to see what it's like to walk in the store and buy the shit. Now I stop by every, I get I like these, I don't know if it'll show it. I like these Zauer pre-rolls. They're 2 grams and they're Right in the middle of them, they got some bubble hash. These are like probably 60% pure. That's the only way that Nicole smokes. Nicole, you ain't hitting your bong? I don't hear you in the background tink, tink, tinking. But she hits that bong all day. That's the way she likes to smoke. She'll take a big old bong hit and then she'll hit the juice. But I guess that they're talking about making this juice illegal again. I don't know how that's gonna work. But I like.
Did you try a Jewel? Oh, that's it.
No, that's the Muhammad's. I'm gonna keep this.
Who were you talking to video recording about?
I don't know what you're talking about, baby.
You said something about somebody's daughter.
I don't know. I'm talking about Rich, I guess.
Okay, because I thought you were talking about Daddy.
That's too much. No, I'd like for you to put it back up, Rich. Go ahead. But of course, if you thought Darlie was guilty, you wouldn't want that up. Right? Go ahead and put it back up, Rich. And it's not 72 episodes. There's one missing where Pam got your ass really good. That one disappeared, though. You bought a joint. I get the pre-rolled cones. They're 2.5 grams. I like them. No, she's not coming because it's not going to happen because I'm not going to bother her again. So I'm not bothering her again. You take it up with her. You gave the rest to your neighbor. I remember back in the day, as a kid, sometimes it took all day just to find somebody who had a fucking joint to smoke. Now you can just go down to the store. I got 2 weed shops in walking distance. Walk down, grab a pre-roll, light it up, walk back. Come on, Rich, take it a leak, man. Damn. You ain't loud. You ain't loud. Bonnie won't let you. I don't know why you wouldn't want it. It's a good way for your kids to stay in. I seen you slip into somebody's chat the other day. Let me see if I can find that. Let me see if I can find that. What did I do with that? Well, I can't find it right now. That dog is ignorant. Oh, looky here, Rich. I will show you this. Let me get it to come up. Let's see what we're doing here. What screen am I sharing? Let me drop that. Let's see if I can get it to do this. No, it won't let me do it. Let me put this up and see what it does. Okay, well, let me see if it'll let me do it. No, well, let me do it. It won't let me share that. Wow. Tara is Mystery Maverick, and she's still doing that. So, yeah, I mean, me and her had a little bit of argument, but as far as case related, she's the only one that really brought anything extra good to Rich's channel. I'm sure it's rather fishy and smelly and swollen, but evidently you Then why are you talking about Anna Sullivan's vagina, Rich? What's wrong with you? He said I had googly eyes over her. Well, I'll tell you what, she's really smart. She's smarter than what I thought she was. But, keep digging, Brian. You ain't going to find shit, motherfucker. Keep digging. You might get more lies like you got with this. You ain't going to get nothing more. Rich, are you triggered? You triggered the house, ain't you? Dead ass. Triggered. Rich is triggered. Rich is triggered. You gonna be all right, man? Come on, take a link, man. God. Come on, Rich. No? Yeah. No. He's not going to come up, you guys. I love how the chat hid all those chats for me. Well, thank you, Rich. But again, you did not give me that lady's name who committed suicide. You would not give me the name of the place you claimed to work as a activities coordinator in Newcastle, Pennsylvania. You just avoid those questions. So with you doing all that avoiding, who what are you talking about? Rich. Brian, I have to ask, are you eating Sully's pussy? I think you are. I'm sure it's rather fishy and smelly and swollen, but evidently you must like it. Jesus Christ, this is ridiculous. Random. Yeah. Well, I guess I've had enough toying. Brian, I'm not talking to your audience. I've been talking to you. Yeah, but when you're in a live chat, you're in a group of people. So what you're saying is, that you're participating in it. If you were talking to me, you'd be up on my panel. Yes, those pictures of Jodi Arias. It looked like she got hit in the butthole with a Scud missile. You hear it coming in like. That looked like it would lick you back. It looked like a really, really bad grilled cheese sandwich with shoelaces sticking out of it. Ambiguous genitalia. Well, you can tell they was doing it Mormon style, that's for sure. Yeah, her picture's nasty. I thought she's creepy looking anyway. Even with the blonde hair. She's creepy looking to me. Jodi Arias, I'll tell you what, some of the best courtroom drama that I've ever seen was Juan Martinez against Jodi Arias on the stand. I mean, that was epic. Okay, you're not answering any of my questions, Rich. What was the female's name that you walked in who committed suicide? What was the name of the place that you worked at in Newcastle as an activities coordinator? Because these are things you saying you did. I'm just holding you accountable for it. There was something else I wanted to ask you. There's something else I wanted to ask you, Rich. I'm just not sure what it is. Hey, you know what? That little phone sex thing between them two was fucking hot. But she was recording it for some reason. She was trying to blackmail him. Because that was normal phone sex, what they had. It was pretty hot. I was able to talk to Stephen Alexander, which is Travis's brother, who lost his marriage, his job, his career, everything over this. And I had a chance to ask him when he was up there giving his victim impact statement. He looked, there was a certain picture supposed to pop up, but it didn't. So he looks over at the picture. He's getting ready to talk, and then he looks over at Juan. But they were supposed to put up a picture of Travis, and they didn't. But Steve lost his whole life over that. Why were they playing it? Sooner Girl. Why were they playing it? They were playing it to show how manipulative that she was. And on the defense's end, they were trying to get people to see what Rich was saying. They focused in on, oh, you sound like you're a 12-year-old girl. They focused in on that. And see what people don't realize is that's phone sex is fantasy. So that doesn't necessarily make him a pedophile. It's a little weird. But they wanted to, the part where he said he was talking about tying her to a tree. I'm like, wow. No, he won't answer any questions. That's why I'm staying on a little bit longer, give him a chance to. I haven't been live like this for a while. For a couple years. No, he says he'll come up and answer all my questions if I get his daughter to come on. That's not going to happen. And he knows it's not going to happen. That's why he just keeps saying it. It's not rocket science, dude. Come on, Rich. Give me one question. One question. Just one for now, and then I'll go live some other time you can answer. What was the name of the wife that you had that you walked in on her and found her committed suicide? What was the name and date of that? Because this is something that you told your followers and the people on the internet. You told them that story for years. Right, Rich? No? Okay, let's do this.
Anna is involved in crucifying bunnies. I mean, we found all kinds of shit on her. She's a sick cunt, man.
Well, I don't know about the crucifying bunnies part. That doesn't really do anything. You have to be a rabbit Baptist. It's called a rabbit Baptist, and that doesn't.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called. I never got involved in crazy shit like that. But the thing that it's these differences in how she was acting. Now, if you look at how she was acting at the grave site, that's not the Darlie I know. I've said that on podcast. That is not the Darlie I know. Even Bonnie made that comment, and Bonnie even, and Bonnie even said she really looks horrible. She really did. She looked very pale, and I mean, she had been going through some shit, obviously.
Right.
But I'm going to be honest with you. Mr. St. John, do some study on that fin shit that she was taking, because when they took that shit off the market, because it was making people go crazy.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, they took it off the market. It wasn't all that long after those little boys were murdered.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know if that has anything to do with it or not, but it makes me wonder. And I not wonder if that just wasn't the thing that really set her off. I really even wonder if she even remembers doing it. But here's the thing. On the 911 call, when I questioned her about all that shit on that, who's this Blake that Darren's talking about? What were you promising Darren on the 911 call? Did Darren come down and grab a hold of you? I don't remember. I don't remember any of that.
I had that private investigator that Mama Darlie hired to find innocence. She's the one that told me that, and she's still running a huge, Tina Church still runs a national private investigation thing to this day.
Yeah.
She said Darlie Key hired her. She said Darlie Key hired her to find innocence, and that she interviewed everybody except for Darlie. But she talked to Darren, and that Darren accidentally slipped up and said that when he came down that stairs, the first thing he did is I grabbed Darlie and I shook her. That's what he said.
Well, and Basha said that when Darren come into the hospital room, she was in ICU, he grabbed a hold of Darlie's arms.
Yeah. Yeah.
And whispered something into her ears, and she goes, I not wonder. He goes, because I seen the way he grabbed her.
Yeah.
And she said, I not wonder if that's what gave her that bruising on her arms, because of the way that he grabbed her in there, which I don't know about that.
That's blunt force trauma, and 48 up to almost 4 days after she was released the day. He felt like it happened.
See, I noticed that Rich said here, even debating with him, he said this is how he doesn't understand the case. Because he was going on about, there was a story that Beja said about where Darren came in and kind of grabbed her by the arms, right? And he said, I think that's what left them bruises. Well, if you knew the case, you would know that Dr. Santos already testified that those bruises didn't come from any event that happened on 6/6/96, but only did he discover them 4 days later in a just a follow-up. So if you knew the case, you would have never made that statement about Darren grabbing the arms, because it doesn't fall in line with the testimony. Now, is that the one that, because your other family member says that you never had a wife that you walked in on and found a bloody mess? Who was that?
That day.
It really looks like internal bleeding to me because I've had it.
Yeah.
And I know what it looks like, and it's exactly what it looks like. And when I talked to Darlie about it, she goes, "Oh, it probably was." That's what she said, because I told her my story with it. But here's the sad thing, Mr. St. John, the Darlie that you read prior to the entry in the journal, diary, whatever you want to call it, you know, prior to where it turns real dark. Prior to that, all those entries, that's the Darlie you would meet today if you sat down and you were talking with her and there something happened to her. I don't know. You know, could it have been the sexual abuse as a young girl and it come to a head later in life? Possible. I don't know if I believe that or not.
Well, see right here, he says, could it be possible, you know, that the sexual abuse she had drew her to do what she did? And he said, to me, he says that's possible. But in the text that he was sent to Diana and Kathy, they were talking about that. And they were, you know, and Rich said, well, Mr. St. John seems to think it's got something to do with it, but I don't. But here, he says it's possible. Here, let me catch you. I remember I saw what you wrote, you know, to Diana. You said, well, he thinks that's got something to do with it, but I don't believe that.
I really don't. But you know, my grandparents had a lot of foster kids, and most of them were sexually abused, and most of those kids were about the same age as me and my brothers when we were growing up, and they were fucked up. I mean, I mean, you know, it wasn't, you know.
Yeah, Rich, I've heard you say that over and over, and you know that I'm not going to get them up there. That's why you continue to say that. No, I don't. If you want to come up and speak your truth, you can. If not, you can sit there in a fucking chat. You know, you coming up here will be doing you a favor. All right, so you're not gonna. You don't tell me, oh, it doesn't work that way. If you want to come up, you come up. Not fuck off. How about that? Catch me outside. Catch me outside. Yes. Oh, come on, Rich. Come on, Rich. Rich. No. Well, no, look, I'm not, you know, dude, you're taking the finger off of yourself and putting it on her. Why would she lie? No. Okay. Oh, you keep wanting to play with me, dude. Why? Why do people test the Bry? Why? Why do they test the Bry for? You just got to test the Bry. Just got to test him. You got to test him. Rich likes to test me. He wants to test me. He's gonna test me. Let's see here. Please don't fucking test me. His background. That's I placed his background. Danelle has long claimed that
James Cron is not a CSI. He's just a citizen hired, even though she ignores his background. Which I've placed his background in my videos for people to see. 40 years of experience, 23,000 bodies, 23,000 scenes, and 4,300 of them with bodies. He teaches CSI, crime scene investigation. Part of crime scene investigation is fingerprinting. She likes to focus in on the fingerprinting aspect of it. That's part of crime scene investigation. It's just a small part of it. Anyone could claim to be an investigator, apparently. But when you claim to be an investigator, you should have the background to prove that.
This was a year ago, Rich.
Rich Prater in September 14th of 2019. Does anyone believe that Darren's contacts through his businesses where he had government contracts that were directed to NASA might be an area of concern for possible suspect?
Now, let me stop it right here because your daughter touched on that you felt like people had contracts from the government out on you, and that, for your, so, and here in 2019, you're speaking about government contracts and, people, and your daughter talked about that too. So I just want to make that perfectly fucking clear with you. Let's move along.
Darren did have a couple.
Right here. Right here. Rich Prater. Angela Elise. 5 years ago. No, I promise it would not blow my mind. You have no idea the kind of cases I've investigated.
Inspector Gadget. Inspector Gadget. Inspector Gadget.
Rich Prater says, let's see here. Okay. I'm going to do a podcast soon. I'm hoping you will attend the group. Let me know the date and time.
Inspector Gadget. Go, Gadget, go. Go, Gadget, go. Inspector Gadget. Inspector Gadget.
That was in the Texas School Book Deposit. This is the fingerprint that was in the Texas School Book Depository on a book, on a box that was designed for carrying books. Rich said that he and his team were able to find 14-point matches on that. That's what he said in his video, one of his first videos. Go take a look before he deletes it. And I've talked to Rich numerous times over 5 years, and I told him I was a JFK buff. I know quite a bit about the JFK case. I got to stand right in the window where Lee Harvey Oswald allegedly took those shots. But this comes back to Malcolm Wallace, one of Lyndon B. Johnson's henchmen.
Inspector Gadget. Go, Gadget, go. Go, Gadget, go. Inspector Gadget. Inspector Gadget.
know more about that, Rich. That you claim that you and your team were responsible for finding this. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I heard what you said. I've heard you say that you worked some of the world's best investigators as well. First couple of his videos, when he first started doing this, he posed as an investigator. Now, shortly before this, Rich was talking about how well he knew Robert Groden. Robert Groden is a writer and one of the biggest investigators in the JFK assassination. As a matter of fact, those that live in Dallas or those that have been to Dealey Plaza know that there's an X on the spot where JFK took his final shot. Robert Groden is responsible for putting that there. For 20 years he did that. It was there when I went there. Now here is Rich talking about we worked. He's talking about a team of people that worked on the assassination of John F. Kennedy.
Here's that clip you were asking for.
And I'm gonna just let it play.
But we worked on a fingerprint.
We worked on a fingerprint.
This is how I got acclimated with fingerprints so well.
Now, Groden had nothing to do with the fingerprints. He had nothing to do with that.
In the Texas School Book Depository, they found a 13, almost 14 point.
He said, we worked, they found. It was a 14-point print in the sniper's nest.
Quick match fingerprint. And that's a slam dunk. You can match it so much. And we were
let's see.
able to match that to a man by the name of Malcolm Wallace, which was.
So we were able to match that to a man by the name of Malcolm Wallace.
Here's that clip you were talking about, Rich. You said that.
Actually, kind of one of Lyndon Johnson's studs, so to speak.
Malcolm Wallace was actually a boyfriend.
Actually, kind of one of Lyndon Johnson, almost 14 points.
He said, we worked, they found.
A fingerprint.
We worked. Groden is responsible for putting that there. For 20 years he did that. It was there when I went there. Now here is Rich talking about we worked. He's talking about a team of people that worked on the assassination of John F. Kennedy. And I'm going to just let it play.
But we worked on.
We worked.
A fingerprint.
We worked on a fingerprint.
This is how I got acclimated with fingerprints so well.
Now, Groden had nothing to do with the fingerprints.
He said, that's how I got acclimated with fingerprints so well. He's leading people to believe that he's an investigator with skills. He learned about fingerprints through the Malcolm Wallace fingerprint, the 14-point fingerprint that was allegedly found in the Texas School Book Depository in November of 1963. That's how he got allocated with fingerprints so well.
This is how I got acclimated with fingerprints so well.
Now, Groden had nothing to do with the fingerprints. He had nothing to do with that.
In the Texas School Book Depository, they found a 13, almost 14 point.
He said, we worked, they found. It was a 14-point print in the sniper's nest.
Quick match fingerprint. And that's a slam dunk. You can match it so much. And we were
let's see.
able to match that to a man by the name of Malcolm Wallace, which was.
So we were able to match that to a man by the name of Malcolm Wallace.
Actually, kind of one of Lyndon Johnson's studs, so to speak.
Malcolm Wallace was actually a boyfriend of Lyndon Baines Johnson's sister. group has identified a man believed to have left a previously unidentified fingerprint on a box making up the alleged sniper's nest on the 6th floor of the Texas School Book Depository, from which President Kennedy was allegedly assassinated in 1963. Researcher Walt Brown, speaking on behalf of the Texas group, so that he didn't mention any of these names, said that if at a May 29 press conference in Dallas that the fingerprints belonged to Malcolm E. Mac Wallace, a convicted killer with ties to Lyndon Baines. Okay, there's me proving you a liar again, Rich, with your own words, your own clips. You didn't have nothing to do with that. You looked it up, and the Mac Wallace print has never been confirmed. You said me and my team. We worked, I found. Is there any more clips that you would like to see of me owning your ass? Let me know in the comment section there. What do you think, Rich? A grave mistake. You're making a grave mistake. I'm not making a grave mistake. Yeah.
Shortly after episode 70 on RJP Darley, Rich dedicated this song to Sully.
You stupid bitch, sing with me. You ruined everything. You stupid, stupid. Yes, I deserve this. You're just a poopy little slut who doesn't think and deceives the people she loves. Now he knows I'm not some innocent lamb. He sees me for what I am, which is a horrible, stupid, dumb, and ugly, bad and stupid, simple, self-hating.
What do you think, Rich? Nope. Nope. You won't come up. All right, then. Chicken grease.